Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you on a tour of a home in my town that I have named the Chateau de Margaux. And this property was originally owned by Pierre Margaux, and he handed it down to his grandson Jean-Luc Margaux, who is the one that actually built this house. But since Jean-Luc's passing, his grandson Henry and his wife Ava have acquired the property, and they have renovated it and turned this home into a bed and breakfast. And so here you will just see an overview of the outside courtyard area. I have kept the French theme all throughout the home as far as the exteriors and the roofing and the wallpapers, the windows, the furniture. So you'll see a lot of the French romance items in this home. And I love this plot. I love the all the vineyards in the background and the shrubbery and everything. I just think it's a really pretty lot. And so there's their dog, Fifi. And in the front of the home, I have just added a few planters with the hanging plants as well. And on either side of the doorway, I've put those fleur-de-lis shrubberies. And then I've just done this side of the home, the same as the other side to just kind of keep it symmetrical. And you'll see a lot of symmetry in this home. And so coming into the foyer, of course, they're going to have a grand staircase. And I did add one of those chandeliers there. And there is a little table and, rug there that I would imagine when guests come in, they would have a guest book there where they would sign. And I did put a little wardrobe there so guests could hang coats, or whatever in. And then just a little chair and some, artwork on the wall, with flowers and pictures of the vineyard and also a lot of pictures of the Margaux family. And off of the foyer is the parlor area, and there is Henry, and he is waiting for guests that will be checking in soon. And so in the parlor area is just one of those pretty fireplaces, a couple of, couch and a couple of chairs, again, more plants. And I did put one of those, the Santa Farmhouse wine racks in there, but I thought they went well with the, lamps and flowers. I have added the wall sconces throughout this home and the fancier, I'm not sure if that's tea or coffee, but I just thought that went well with this home. And then the TV and the record player you'll see are older ones, and I did that on purpose because I imagined them to be of the era of Henry's grandfather when he lived here. And so coming off of the parlor, you have the music room, and this is where guests can sit and read, or they can play piano, or from time to time Ava will play piano for the guest. But again, just really not too over decorated, but just elegant and simple. And I imagine the guests that stay here don't really stay inside the home that much because it is located on a vineyard, and I just imagine there's just so many activities on the grounds that they would spend most of their time outside the home. And then coming into the dining room, of course, you see again the plants and the artwork on the wall. I did use the French dining furniture. Just place a nice little rug under there. And then that buffet there with some more, pastries and things for the guest, and, another tea set. And of course, this home is located on a vineyard, so it has its barrels of wine that, are under the spotlights there. And I imagine this is where the guests actually come in for the wine tasting. And there is a door there that leads into the kitchen, but we're going to go back around the foyer area. And in behind the grand stairs, I've tucked this little seating area. and of course more flowers. But I imagine this is just kind of a little general area. Guests could also sit and get to know one another. I did put one of those cheese platters there for the guests. And right off of that area is the downstairs powder room, and it has the sink and the toilet. But just a little downstairs restroom, so the guests wouldn't have to go all the way back up to their rooms. And so right next door to that is the laundry room, and it has access to the backyard. And because the property does have a pool, I imagine guests could come in and get towels and things like that. But this also does serve as the laundry room for Henry and Ava, as they clean guest sheets and things like that. And so we come into the kitchen, and again, I've used the French cabinets. I love that color green. They look distressed to me, and I think that is just so pretty. And of course, I've tried to make it a nice size kitchen, not too big, but not too small, because they do, fix, food for the guests in here. And so it also has an entrance there to the laundry room, so it's easily accessible. So yeah, and then off of the kitchen, it has a little door that goes out, and I've tried to place it there because the trash can on this property is located in that spot. So I thought that was, kind of conducive so they could just come out and throw out the trash. And then the courtyard area, you'll see the guests. You have one of them out there painting. You have two there, taste with the wine barrels, and tasting the cheese and the things, and then the little swings there with the vines on them. I just thought that was kind of appropriate, also for this property. And then I put this little building over here that I wanted to keep open, but I put one of those portrait couches, and then so you have an artist there that does portraits of the guests. Lots of shrubbery. There's Cher. And then you just have the pool area, and of course there's a guest just sitting out by the pool relaxing. I did add one of the crepe carts, dining table and things. So it is a lot going on back here in the courtyard area, but to me it's also symmetrical, and it's not too much. It's not overpowering. And so we'll come upstairs, and it has a little landing area, again with a lot of portraits and flowers, and I think those are pizzas in the game, but I imagine them to be like croissants or some kind of pastries or something for the guests. And then the first two rooms are going to be identical, just flipped. They have like a little entrance foyer with a mirror and a little dresser with the lamp, and the little tray of soaps and tissues, things like that the guests would need. Each room has a bed and has its own fireplace and wardrobe and little sitting area. And I just try to think of things that the guests would need. I'd put the magazine racks in each room, nice little flowers there on the bedside table. Each room does have its own ensuite bath. And yeah, so we come across to the next room, and of course, like I said, it is identical. And each room does have a little gift basket with, coffee and wine and just things, like that. And so I did use the black rugs. I believe those come from the chalet, but I added them because they just brought out the black and the fireplaces and the beds, and I just thought they looked so cozy. And so again, this room had its own ensuite bath. And then this next room is laid out a little differently, and it just worked out like that because the way things were with the build. So it doesn't have an entrance foyer, but it does kind of have its own little closet there where I've tucked in the armoire and just a little place to hang clothes and things like that. And so again, just Very simple. There's Ava, and she must be getting this room ready for some of the guests. And of course, it has its own sweet bath. And each bathroom has a picture of the vineyard in each room. I did that as well since it, was a bed and breakfast on this vineyard. This next room is Henry and Ava's bedroom. And of course, they have their computer that they would use to operate their bed and breakfast. And they have lovely views of the back courtyard area. I've added one of those new little lamps with the, alarm clock and things. Their wardrobe and their bed is the gray. I wanted, theirs to be a little bit different. And of course, their closet, because they do live here, is, an actual closet. And so, again, they have their own suite bath. So, each room has their own private bath, which is, typical for a bed and breakfast or a hotel or something like that. So here's an overview of the second floor. And again, like I said, it's very symmetrical. And I did that on purpose, but I like symmetry, but I just think in this build it just worked, especially since these rooms were all supposed to kind of mirror one another. And there's another view of the backyard area, and I just think it is so pretty, you guys. And it's even more pretty at night when it's all lit up and everything. But yeah, that will cover the second floor. And then the first floor, again, you can kind of see it's also, pretty symmetrical build. It's a very easy build. And then this driveway here, I did add one of those cars that we unlocked with the Wedding Bells event, because I thought it was, kind of fancy and it kind of fit the property, but, also thinking that maybe one of the guests or, some of the guests here are on their honeymoon. So that was kind of my thinking when I placed the car there. So yeah, that will just about do it for this tour, you guys. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and definitely consider subscribing, because I will definitely have more Sims FreePlay video tours on the way. Thanks for spending a little bit of your time with me today. Thanks, guys. Bye.